Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bible study for everyone. Today is day number 5, and we are in chapter 5 of Matthew. And I'm Matt, the facilitator. And so I'm going to walk you through what I learned in chapter 5 today. So this is a super famous chapter in the New Testament, and it is the Sermon on the Mount, starting with the Beatitudes. So this is really important. This is something that if you haven't learned or done a deep dive into the Beatitudes, please do. Go find a book. There's a lot of different content out there, but I'm just going to scratch the surface of it. So this is the blessed are those who. Jesus talks about how being meek, being pure, being merciful. These are traits that in today's world often get looked down upon. I mean, people want to be strong. People want to be the ones that are on the top looking down on everyone else. But Jesus says no. It's the people that are the lowest that are going to be blessed the most. And so I think this is just a great example for us to think about how are we allowing ourselves to be brought down, to be humble, so that we can then share the truth. Us and ourselves can't do anything. The only reason I'm able to sit here and speak the way that I do about this word is because the Holy Spirit's working in me. I'm not the smartest person. I don't know everything. Like I said before, I'm not a pastor. I haven't gone to seminary, but I'm learning with you guys. And the Holy Spirit is working through me and allowing me to interpret this. And I hope that it's doing a good job for you. And if not, I hope that God shows me where I'm wrong. Or you guys tell me what I need to fix. So anyways, we continue on. And I love the next few verses. It starts in 13 and it talks about how we are the salt and the light of the earth. And I really want to pause here. Think about taking a huge handful of salt and pouring it on food. I mean, it totally changes the taste. And think about turning a light on in a room. At one moment it was dark and boom. All of a sudden there's some light there. And so I think Jesus is using this as a really prime example of you walk into a room and do people notice that you're different? Like, is it radiating off of you? I heard a really good interpretation of the Holy Spirit one day and how you want to basically think of the Holy Spirit as filling a cup of water. Like your soul is a cup and the Spirit fills you. And you want to be so full of that Holy Spirit that you are just overflowing it onto everyone that you come across. And I feel like this is what Jesus is trying to say with salt and light. Like when you walk in, you just can't help but radiate that joy and people start asking you questions. Then Jesus gets into some interpretations of the law. Jesus very explicitly says how he came to fulfill the law, not abolish it. So basically that means we still need to consider the things that we learned in the Old Testament. It doesn't mean that all of these things are just disregarded now. He came to fulfill it, but there's still good teachings through it. And so he's showing how some of the different laws can be reinterpreted or even redefined when it comes to the New Testament law. And so he gives a couple examples: anger, lust, divorce, oaths, retaliation, love your enemies. And it continues on into chapter 6. This chapter is so loaded I could talk forever on it. But I think that the key thing that I'm taking from this is that concept of light. You know, it's salt and light, but I feel like light is what really sticks. You know, when you walk into a room, are you a light bulb? Do you walk into a dark room and do you completely transform the mood? So take that word light today and think about it. When you go into your office building, when you go into your kid's daycare, wherever you go today, think about how you can be that light. Sometimes you use words, sometimes it's just actions and people see it on you. Smile today. Make a difference. And we'll talk to you next time. See ya.